Six here, Big 550 KTRS. She is my secret weapon. She is Kathy Helbig with the Kathy Helbig Group. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
Good morning, guys.
You need to talk into the microphone.
Oh, that would help, wouldn't it? Hello.
Jimmy Holder talking
my first day.
talking into the lamp. First of all, not to spend too much time on my personal situation, but 1,000 thank yous to
You're
you
welcome.
and the group.
And Miss Lori.
And Lori and everybody else. It was, stressful, crazy, getting the house ready,
Yes.
living in a museum for, a week and a half.
A whole week and a half. It
Yeah.
used to be 2 or 3 months you'd have to live in a museum.
It's outrageous.
Yes, I know, isn't it crazy?
But it's it's stressful for buyers and sellers and
Yes.
everybody else, and you just want to get what's right and do what's right and everything else, and it's a stressful time.
You know what, and I've been having a lot of these conversations with people all week because, actually there's a lot of sellers that are out there teetering on, should I do it, should I not do it? And so I've been having, conversation after conversation of it's an unpredictable market, and
Right.
the prices are not rocket science. I mean, they're not exact science. I
Right.
wish I was a rocket scientist and I could figure that out. But no, you've got gaps in pricing. You've got comps that are 6 months to 12 months old. So there's definitely some appreciation. And what we can't really factor in perfectly is buyer value. How much value does a buyer put on a house? So that leaves you in that flux of where do I price it? Am I going to overprice it? What if I overprice it? Am I going to have, the type of activity? And it is very, very stressful.
And it's a strain on everybody: the buyer, the seller,
Correct.
the appraiser, the real estate agent,
Yes.
the mortgage guy. I mean,
Yes.
it's because there's no normal anymore.
There's no normal.
Yeah.
And I was just going to say that. It's like we have a whole new normal. And that's something we talked about in our sales meeting this week is, we've got a lot of agents that are just like home sellers that haven't sold in a while. Those of us that have been around for a long time, it's even hard for us to swallow some of the prices that we're seeing.
Right.
And so I've had to tell people, we have to adjust our thinking that it's a new normal now. If you think about it, St. Louis and the Midwest has always been some of the most affordable housing. Mm-hmm. So we've been low on the totem pole of prices. And it's that's time is changing. We're catching up with other markets, and we're not going to go backwards. So people that are, stay in this bubble and you're crazy if you buy right now, I don't think you're crazy if you buy right now, because unless we have some sort of unpredicted crisis, we have another pandemic, we have an economic crash or something like that, the only time the housing market is in crisis or goes backwards is when there's an oversupply.
Right.
So until that happens, and right now builders are building slow, there's still supply chain issues, there's not enough inventory, there's buyers, and yes, even if interest rates go up to 6 or 6.5%, that's what it was a few years ago.
Yeah.
So there's still going to be buyers buying. It's still locking in your principal and interest. The rent rates right now are what people need to be scared about, really, because there's no controlling those. So we just have to reset our mind to the new normal and realize the prices, you're not necessarily overpaying.
Yeah.
It's what the market is dictating.
I as a seller, somebody who just accepted a contract on a house, but my feelings go out to the buyers.
Yes.
I couldn't, because I'm going to build a house, so it's a little bit different. But the buyers must be pulling their hair out.
Yeah.
Because how do they figure out what is?
But that's what I was going to say. As a seller, sometimes depending on where your buyer is in the buying cycle, also dictates some of your offers. So like a first-time buyer that's coming into this market, not necessarily a first time to buy a house, but first time to be in this market right now, they haven't been slapped around yet. Mm-hmm. So they look at the prices and they're like, list price, I'll give them list price, and then they should be happy. But sellers are going, list price is my entry price. It's not necessarily what I'm expecting to sell at.
Right.
And not everybody still gets that. It is a suggested price, and if everything else is in line and I don't have better, then maybe I will do list price. But it takes, the buyers that were in the market last year and have already been seasoned and kicked around and realized that
They lost a couple of houses they wanted.
Yes, they're the ones that are coming in and winning the offers because they've adjusted their mindset.
Yeah.
So it really is that.
Well, and that's what's more pressure on you guys and more strain on you guys, and makes you guys more valuable, because not only are you dealing with inspections and all that stuff, but there's also a mental side of it. You guys are
There's
counselors.
mental, emotional, there's physical exhaustion. And,
Yeah.
that's something that people don't realize because everybody thinks, real estate is so easy and great right now. It's not. It's
Yeah.
not easy. It is great for, some people, but even for listing agents. Like, yes, is it preferred to be a listing agent over a buyer agent right now? Absolutely. Because you've got the hot commodity.
Yeah.
But it's a lot. It's a lot to have a bunch of offers come in. It's a lot to manage the frustrations of those buyer agents. The buyers get upset. You sometimes have somebody show up at your door trying to stalk you. Can I get into your house?
Right.
Or go around the rules. Like there's just a lot to it. And then you've got to you can't burn any bridges.
Right. Emerson sleeping? Well, can you wake her
Can
up?
you wake her up?
Can you wake her up so
Get
we'll
her
see
out.
the house? All right.
Yep, I know. I knew that.
I'm in the middle of
I
dinner.
heard that one. I was like, I'm shocked you are doing that.
It was the end of her nap anyway.
Okay.
She had to get up anyway.
Yeah.
She had to go see Hoppy. So,
Yeah.
Inventory though, where are we? I mean, is it high? Is it low?
It's still lower than we were this time last year. It's starting to creep up. We're in the spring and summer. This is the full beginning of spring and summer.
Yeah.
So we are seeing more things come on the market.
Yeah.
But there's still a lot of buyers. The interest rates have not really slowed buyers down.
Yeah, they say it's on the fringe maybe. Maybe it's knocked some people out, but not the majority.
Exactly.
Anecdotally, I saw a lot of people coming in from other
of
parts
town.
of the country
Correct.
to look at my house.
Yes, and here's the thing. We're dealing with a couple right now. Some of them are disappointed because they're used to the old St. Louis prices.
Right.
And they're coming in thinking they were going to clean up, and they're starting to see those prices, close the gap a little bit from where they're coming from. But then again, we had, another couple just came in from Colorado, and they just killed it on their house.
Right.
And they came here, and our seller killed it on them. So, and they didn't seem to think, it was a big deal because they felt like they were getting a great deal here in St. Louis.
Well, your professionalism, your team, your staff. I mean, I've said it before and I've said it again. You've helped me buy and sell a couple of houses. It was
I don't know
phenomenal.
how anybody does it right now without a team, honestly, because it takes a little army
Yeah.
to do it right.
Yeah.
So thank you for that.
Yeah. Now, can your
Always
stager
appreciate your business.
can your stager get that crazy picture out of my living room?
And the rug.
Yeah, the rug and
That dang rug.
and that stupid obelisk that I have no idea why she put in my house, but apparently that
Yes.
helped sell the house.
Clearly it worked, though.
She put it in there, and I was like, I just want the record. I would never, ever buy that. She's like, oh, this is my favorite piece. I was like, really? All right.
Crazy.
well,
To each his own.
God
To each
love
his
you.
own.
314-276-SOLD. 314-276-SOLD. She's my secret weapon. You can use her, but I need her back when I need her back. 314-276-SOLD or KathyHelbigGroup.com.